Hi guys! Today we're here to show you how to add some basic supports to a miniature in a fast and easy way. To do this, we've chosen one of our dwarf miners from this August release, as they are not too tricky to support and it can be a good example for you to see the process. First of all, we just need to drag the STL file we want to support into our program. In our case, we are using Lychee slicer. Once the miniature is inside the program, we proceed to orient it correctly to avoid printing issues. In this case, we will rotate it around 20 or 30 degrees and slightly raise it from the base to leave space to add the bottom supports. Alright, now it is time to place the supports on all the islands of the model. To do this, we select the Prepare button to open the support settings, go to the panel on the right and look for the island option. In it we can find a button called Detector Island and a slide in which we can adjust its quality. In this case we will use the Real Quality option available in the Pro version of Lychee, although you can also use the Detail version. We click on Search and the program has detected 37 islands in the model, which must be supported. There are two options to do this. The first option is to add supports automatically. However, this option usually leaves some supports without being placed. The second option is to add them manually, as we're going to do in this case. For this, we will use a medium type of support, as this is a normal miniature. We can use a support with a diameter between 1 and 2 millimeters. We will use a 1.5 millimeters. Regarding to the tip diameter, you can watch the latest video we made to understand how this option works. You can leave the length of the tip between 3 and 4 millimeters. We will leave it in this case at 3 millimeters. This support is a medium standard support valid for the whole miniature. Now we start adding all the supports to the islands. Let's give it some speed. In some cases, some islands will not allow you to use or put a normal support due to its distance from other objects or its position in the model. Therefore, it will be necessary to use small supports, also known as mini supports. To do this, as it appears in the panel below, we will hold down Ctrl plus Alt to place the support. We can move and place it in any direction. In this case, we can put it directly on the closest bottom surface of the model. Sometimes the program will also offer us possible solutions to solve this small island as it appears on the screen. When all the islands are covered, we must add the rest of the supports that will allow the miniature to be correctly attached to the build plate and support the largest and heaviest areas of the model. For this, we can use the same type of support used until now. It is important to place enough supports at the base of the model, especially in the first layers. In this case, the feet, since it will be the main point of attachment of the model to the build plate. We can distribute them evenly through the lower areas of the model, since if it causes any damage to the surface, it will not be visible. When very large blank areas appear, it means that there will be a large area of the miniature being printed in that layer. Therefore, it is recommended to add support in that area. Sometimes the supports may appear red due to a possible collision with the model. In these cases, we can apply a small support. In vertical elements like weapons such as swords or spears, which are thin and long, it is necessary to place supports along the object to avoid deformations and reduce failures. In the left panel, we can change the visibility of the support in order to see the already placed supports and the miniature better. Once we have placed all the supports, we can reinforce them using the option Bracings, which is located inside the manual panel. Finally, we can change the base or raft of the pre-supported miniature. We use the raft called Shape with the default settings, as it seems to work pretty well for us. Now we can just go back to the layout option, go to File, and export selected 3D model and saving the file as STL. In future videos, we will talk more deeply about the supports and other options available inside Lychee. See you guys in the next one. Bye!